Your income is not your wealth, and confusing the two is exactly why most high earners end up with nothing to show for it. Think about that for a second. The average American household earns around $75,000 a year. Over a 40-year career, that is $3 million flowing through their hands. And yet, the median retirement savings for people approaching retirement age is under $90,000. $3 million in, $90,000 left. Where did the rest go? Nobody knows, because nobody was tracking the right number. Welcome to Money Straight Talk. I'm going to show you how to build a net worth tracker from scratch, why it is the single most important financial dashboard you will ever create, and how checking it once a month will change the way you make every money decision going forward. This is not complicated, but most people never do it, and that gap is costing them decades of real wealth. Let us start with the fundamental shift in thinking you need to make right now. Income is a flow. Net worth is a position. If you are a river, income is the water rushing in. Net worth is how much water is actually in the lake. You can have a massive river pouring in and still have a dry lake if there are enough holes in the bottom. A doctor earning $300,000 a year with $400,000 in student debt, a $60,000 car loan, and zero investments has a lower net worth than a teacher earning $52,000 who has been maxing out a 403b for 10 years and lives in a paid-off condo. Income impresses people at dinner parties. Net worth is what actually buys your freedom. The moment you stop measuring your financial health by your paycheck and start measuring it by your net worth, everything changes. That is the mental unlock we are working with today. So what exactly is net worth? It is the simplest equation in personal finance. Assets minus liabilities equals net worth. Assets are everything you own that has value. Liabilities are everything you owe. You subtract one from the other, and that number is where you actually stand. Not where your salary says you should stand, not where your Instagram feed implies you are, where you actually are. If you own a home worth $380,000 and owe $290,000 on the mortgage, that is $90,000 in equity on the asset side. If you have $45,000 in a brokerage account, $18,000 in a 401k, and $6,000 in a high-yield savings account, those go in too. Then you total up your debts. Car loan, student loans, credit card balances, personal loans. Everything you legally owe someone. Subtract the total liabilities from the total assets and you have your number. That number is your real financial picture, not your gross income, not your job title, that number. Now let us talk about how to actually build the tracker. You do not need special software. A simple spreadsheet works perfectly. Create 2 columns, one for assets, one for liabilities. Under assets, list every account you hold. Checking accounts, savings accounts, investment accounts, retirement accounts, real estate equity, the cash value of any life insurance, the current value of any business you own. For physical assets like a car or jewelry, use conservative current market value, not what you paid. For your car, check what it would actually sell for today. A car you bought for $35,000 3 years ago might be worth $22,000 now. Use $22,000. Under liabilities, list every outstanding balance. Mortgage remaining balance. Car loan. Student loans. Any credit card that carries a balance month to month. Personal loans. Medical debt. Every number written down, honest and complete. Add up both columns. Subtract. That is your starting net worth. Write the date next to it. That entry is your baseline. Every single month going forward, you update it. That monthly update is where the real power lives. Here is what tracking consistently actually does to your behavior. When you know your net worth, you start making decisions through a completely different lens. Let us say you're thinking about buying a new car. Before tracking, you ask yourself, can I afford the monthly payment? After tracking, you ask yourself, what does this do to my net worth? A $45,000 car purchase that you finance almost entirely wipes out your asset gains with a liability that depreciates immediately. The moment you drive off the lot, that car is worth maybe $38,000 and you owe $43,000. Day one, your net worth just dropped by $5,000 before you have made a single payment. That math becomes visceral when you are actually tracking. Research from Fidelity shows that people who actively monitor their net worth accumulate significantly more wealth over time compared to those who only track income or spending. not because tracking magically creates money, but because awareness creates accountability. You stop leaking money out of habit because now you can see the holes. Let us talk about what a healthy net worth trajectory actually looks like at different ages. At 30, a common financial benchmark is to have 1 times your annual salary saved. So if you earn $70,000 a year, aim for $70,000 in net assets by 30. At 40, the target moves to 3 times your salary. So $210,000 in net assets on a $70,000 income. At 50, the target is 6 times. At 60, 8 times. Now these are not guarantees or rigid rules. They are calibration tools. If you are 35 and your net worth is currently $40,000 on a $90,000 salary, those benchmarks tell you there is significant ground to make up, not to panic, but to act with urgency. Without the tracker, you would not even know you were behind. Most people figure it out at 58 when it is too late to course correct meaningfully. The tracker gives you the early warning system that actually changes outcomes. One more thing that your net worth tracker will reveal that almost nothing else will: the difference between good debt and wealth-destroying debt. Not all liabilities are the same. A mortgage on a property that is appreciating is a liability that is offset by a growing asset. A student loan that enabled a career earning $40,000 more per year is a liability that generated a return. A credit card balance at 24% interest sitting on a maxed out card with nothing purchased that holds its value is just destruction. Pure net worth erosion every single month. When you look at your liability column regularly, you develop a sharp instinct for which debts to eliminate first and which to manage strategically. The average American carries about $6,500 in credit card debt at interest rates often above 20%. That single line item in your liabilities column can be costing you over $300 a year in pure interest. Paid off debt is the same as a guaranteed 20% return. Your tracker makes that invisible cost visible. If this kind of thinking resonates with you, follow us and join the community. Share this with a friend who is earning good money but cannot figure out why they are not getting ahead. Sometimes one conversation, one reframe, one video is all it takes to shift the entire trajectory. We put out content every week focused on helping working professionals build real wealth, not just make more money. There is a difference. And you clearly already understand that because you are still here. For actually building and automating your net worth tracker, we recommend Personal Capital, which is now called Empower. It is a free tool that syncs all your accounts automatically and generates your net worth in real time. You link your bank, your investment accounts, your mortgage servicer, your loan balances, and it does the math for you every single day. It also has a retirement planner built in that projects your net worth forward based on your current trajectory. The link to get started is in the description. It is free to use and takes about 10 minutes to set up. And next week, we are going into the investing side of this equation, specifically the exact asset allocation strategy that grows net worth fastest for professionals in the 30 to 45 age range without requiring you to time the market or take on reckless risk. You do not want to miss that one.